Hi everyone! How would you like to rekindle your creativity with YUPO paper and acrylic inks? No brush needed. Loosen up with a different exciting way of working on synthetic YUPO paper. Experiment with watching mingling acrylic inks give beautiful, unexpected results in gorgeous instant colour. I'm putting in the rough outlines of the fish. I'm not going to do two whole fish. I'm just giving a suggestion of the fish. So the second one will be something around sort of like that. Just put the eye in, something like that. I'm not going to do any more drawing. I want to be able to be free with the inks. So I'm going to start with this lovely violet acrylic ink, light violet, and put a few drops in. This is an old palette because acrylic inks can wreck your nice new palettes. And then some kitchen roll, scrunched up. I'm going to render the background in by using a ruler actually, because I find this easier. Pulling it down. That's quite strong, but we can actually play with this. This is a non-absorbent paper, so it's a very different way of working. I've got it on a shell just to prop it up slightly. So I think now I'm going to just dilute that slightly. It's very strong. It's like sort of rendering the baking tin that the fish are laying on. So I've wet my kitchen roll. The beauty of this paper is you can just wipe it off, but if it's dry it'll be too late, so then it won't be possible. So I'm just lightly wiping it off here and there. Something just gives a bit of a background. Could probably do it without the ruler. Just thought it might be a bit easier. A little bit there. Just doing it speedily because it will dry quite quickly. I'm going to leave it like that, but I'm going to go around the inside of the fish with clean water. I don't really want the blue stripes within the fish where I've made the outline. Something like, doesn't matter if it's there a bit. I'm going to re-put a bit of the outline in. Because when I put the inks on it'll change again anyway. It's sort of, it's a bit like doing a sculpture. You're sort of continually changing the way it looks, and it continues to evolve, but it's such an exciting medium, the YUPO paper with the acrylic inks. So now I'm going to put some light green. This is light green. It's so useful having the pipette there, and I'm going to need some more kitchen roll. It's quite a messy business, this one. I'm going to dilute it slightly with my little spray, water spray, and then paint the back of the fish, turn it round to make it easier. Don't be put off by the different way of working, because you'll be amazed at the many different techniques that you can do. See, even now that's looking much better just by dabbing. It's ever so exciting, this way of painting without any brushes. You may not need any brushes. We certainly won't with this one. He's got quite a fat tail, but well, see how it all evolves. So then the next thing, I'm going to add some cool grey, which is a really nice colour, and a little bit more of the light violet. I'm going to use cotton bud now, and I'm going to, in fact I might just put the outline of the fish in slightly. Then his tail is around. It's all going to start mingling soon, and you'll be amazed at how different it's going to look. I may add some water spray as well. Just wanted to show you the technique of using the cotton bud before I do that. Don't know if you can see here, it's starting to look quite like fish scales. Doesn't matter they're going over the edge, because this really is going to change enormously as time goes on. So I'll do a little bit down this end, down this fish body. The thing is to try and work quick before it dries. It's got little black dots on as well. I think they're trout, actually. No, I need to catch that before it. If it does dry and it's gone hard, it still doesn't matter. You can always use pastels or something on the top, another media. It's just you won't be able to scrape it back to how it was. Now I'm going to add some spray here, and also add the violet. Is just looking a bit drab, just here and there. I want it to be a nice bright or you can pull cotton bud like that, or you can add your Inktense pencil. The thing to bear in mind is this is non-absorbent paper, so it won't soak in at all, so you won't need quite so much water as you would normally with watercolour paper, like Saunders Waterford or Arches, something like that. So I'm going to tilt the board and see what happens. I'm going to add some more colour in a minute. I'm going to add some Venetian pink for the belly of the fish where it's been gutted. A little bit this side. also some deep magenta, I think this one's called. Yes. This is quite overpowering, this colour, so I won't add a lot. Just around the gutted area. Tiny bit on this side, not much. And I think I'm going to add a touch of this gorgeous fluorescent orange. Just a little bit there. And I want to tilt the board and really get these colours merging, because there is pink in the fishes, and the side of the fish we can see. Use some more kitchen roll just to slightly take it back a bit. It's a little bit in your face, but it's just down the side, not so much down the back. I want to get the eye on as well. It's bothering me, the fish, I can't see the fish's eye. I know he's not with us anymore, but a little bit on that one. So what I'm going to do is just mark the fish's eye, and I've tried to use pastel coloured pencils, but I can't get them to work on this YUPO paper with the acrylic inks. So I'm going to try, I suppose it'd be about somewhere there. No, this is not wanting, it might be because it's just so wet, so I'm going to just leave that for a little while. Maybe I'll just tip slightly. I'll go around him again, his eye again, but it's just off-putting not having a fish with no eye. I was finding that very off-putting. I'm going to add some more grey down his back now. A little bit more. I'm going to add cotton bud. I quite like that method. It's a case of just keep working until you're happy with the result. Sometimes it'll happen very quickly, sometimes it might take half an hour or so, but it's very freeing, this method, and it's just very different and will build your confidence and your skills, your artistic skills. I'm going to start adding Inktense blocks at some point, so I might do a little bit now actually. Put his tail in. It's almost an abstract style of, or realistic abstract I would say, but it's beginning to evolve, and his tail comes around like that. And I'm going to use a palette knife as well. That's quite a useful tool for rendering a fish. That's quite nice, pleased with that. And then same with this one. I'm inspiring you to have a go. This makes quite good marks. It's making the fish look a bit more round. Or you could use the tip for the tail. It's beginning to dry, so I might add some more spray in a minute. I'll probably crop this one. When you do this, it'll probably come over the edges, which I quite would like, but if it comes over too much, like that is, then I would get my kitchen roll and show you again. Just wipe it off. It's as easy as that. It's incredible. So I might leave this to dry and then take stock and see what else I need to do with it. But obviously I don't really want that bit coming over the edge like that, so I'll wipe that away. And here, I just wanted to show you the various techniques. Also, I need to put their fins in, which is about 3 heads down, so it's probably slightly lower than that. But I'm going to wait till it's dry before doing that. Well, it's part dry now, so I noticed that because the paper is so non-absorbent, it was sort of running into areas where I didn't want it, so I've been watching over this and I've popped some more palette knife markings in. I don't think I should have perhaps added so much water, so this is something to really be aware of with the non-absorbent YUPO paper, is it doesn't require so much water as you would normally use with watercolour paper. But it's so exciting, and so I've decided to leave it to half dry and see if I can put the eye in. Now in fact I'm going to use the Inktense block. I started to put the eye in. Yes, it's just when it's very wet. When it's very wet, the YUPO paper, I won't let the Inktense block or various media. It's difficult when it's swimmingly wet to add other media. So I'm going to add some spattering now. I think I'll just use it neat with a wet brush. Use a little bit of the Venetian pink. It's all rather experimental because I'm not used to using this paper very much, but I'm going to definitely use it again. I don't want to use too much of that because it could look like very bloody. I don't want it to be too gruesome. I want to really add some more Inktense pencils. Okay, just have fun with this. Yes, the tail is still very wet, so I can't do a lot with that. But it's fairly abstract, as I say, fairly abstract exercise this, so that's okay. And then I've got the fin coming out. The fish is going to grow a little bit. Oops. Again, when it's very wet here, it won't work. So I will have to let it dry thoroughly before I can do any more work on it. It's completely dry now, so easier to put the final details in. Putting a little bit of pastel around his eye. Inktense block on his tail. I should have looked at my reference photo before putting in the tail, because I've put the shape is slightly the wrong way round, but with this YUPO paper you can just go over the top, so it's really great, very forgiving in my mind. Same with this tail. Scratching out with a palette knife is always a good technique. Bit of spattering again. Smaller spatters by flicking the tip of the brush. I imagine they're swimming around, not in a baking tin ready to be consumed. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and are inspired to have a go yourself. If you enjoyed this video, please like and or subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Spellbound, I remember as a small child being allowed to inspect the contents of Granny's cupboards. Her large kitchen drawers led my imagination running through different worlds as I examined the many various gadgets she loved to hoard. But the drawer I found most puzzling was the one crammed to the top with paper bags. What good were so many flat paper bags for? I questioned. Perhaps for bearing fresh fish, or cake, or tomatoes from the greenhouse for her neighbours. It was only as they came out of their comfort and let themselves be opened, ready to receive and be filled, did they become more useful. God has so much He wants us to discover about Him and receive from Him, but preoccupied with so many things, it's rather like we're sometimes wading in a pond when we could be swimming in a turquoise sea or merely sucking a lollipop when a gourmet feast is laid before us.